Our goats broke our water line.
Yeah, super fun.
Right there. And of course it broke off at the adapter in the ground.
The same adapter that took us weeks to resolve when we first installed it.
Yeah, it kept dripping on us when we didn't want the drip. This is 3/4. That line under the ground is 2-inch. Runs 2-inch all the way over by the house. And then 3/4 down into the house. I've seen a trick. I'm gonna give it a try. And might have to get a few more tools. But obviously we're gonna clean the dirt around here a little bit more first. And then I'm gonna take my cutter and ever so carefully cut part of this pipe just like this. Just enough that it doesn't actually go into the adapter. And then I'm gonna take the torch and I'm gonna heat that glue up around there. And hopefully that adapter will come right up out of there.
The adapter or the
Not
pipe?
the adapter, the broken pipe, excuse me. Thank you for clarifying that. And take this broken pipe out. We'll have to clean that old glue out of there. Put a fresh cut on that.
Yeah.
Glue that sucker back in there. Hopefully this works. You get to learn with us. Because I haven't tried it, but I've seen it. So I'm gonna try it. We're gonna get some other tools, get set up and get this cleaned out.
Honestly, I'm glad we were home when this happened. I was outside bringing firewood in and I heard a suspicious noise. And I looked over just in time to see our little mischievous goats scampering off from underneath the geyser of water that was shooting up from the hole. We have about 65 PSI here, and all of it was coming through that 3/4-inch hole. This is a great lesson in the importance of putting in shutoff valves. So just upstream, and of course it's covered.
Yeah, I got a little dirt on it.
But just upstream from our problem here is our main gate valve, which controls the water coming into the house. So I was able to come in here real quick under the geyser and shut that off so that we didn't lose all the water in our 5,000 gallon tank up the hill.
Put one cut in it and then heat it up. My goal is to grab a hold of this piece that's sticking up here, twist it in, and then turn all at the same time. So it'll kind of collapse in on itself, like if you were to take a soda can and crush it and turn it at the same time. That's kind of the theory I'm rolling with right now. I got an itty bitty blade on there.
Well, everybody cross your fingers.
Yep.
This kind of stuff can be not much fun to deal with. I'm gonna start with that.
No, I'm gonna see if it's cut all the way through. Feels like maybe it's not cut all the way through on the bottom here. And I'm hitting it with my knife.
Of course, stuff like this happens the day before the birthday party.
And while the washer's running.
Oh, well, I smell burnt plastic.
Yeah, so far I haven't put a whole lot of heat to it. It's been kind of quick because you see what's happening.
Yeah.
We just want that glue to break loose enough to grab a hold of this and get it out.
I think I would try getting it out right now. That was fluid.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty soft.
Why don't you try it?
It's coming.
That's positive.
It looks like we didn't quite cut it all the way through.
Okay. stop there.
I don't want to be cutting this piece off because that's the only thing I really got to grip onto.
Sure.
That crack sound was good and bad. Good and bad because it sounds like it's coming apart, but at the same time, you could have cracked something you don't want to crack. You got a good sturdy pair of pliers. They double as a hammer.
Yeah, you don't want to break that off though. I might reheat it and then try again while it's softer. I'm surprised how pliable it still is. Careful, you're twisting that off.
Yeah, I see. I mean, at some point, I might have to twist part of it off just to be able to get in there and get another bite. Sometimes you got to make those sacrifices.
I really hope this works. That fitting was such a pain. Yeah, phase one.
So that has worked. We got out the old pipe, and now we need to clean up the surface.
Not of that, but of the inside.
Yeah, well, yeah, the inside, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have cut into the adapter just a bit much, but it's down towards the bottom, not up here towards the top.
And it's not a super deep cut, it doesn't look like.
No, I mean, it's probably deeper than we want, but nothing a little extra glue won't fill.
Perfect.
So,
Primer?
yeah, I think we're gonna, yeah, we might need to get a little sandpaper or something, or Scotch-Brite or something, anything you might have just to,
I've got some steel wool.
yeah, rough that up if the primer itself doesn't work.
That's mostly what primer's for, I learned, is just to kind of corrode any residue that's on a pipe so that you get a clean seal. I didn't know that at first. I thought it was to help the glue bond.
It'll eat glue. I've seen it eat glue.
Well, I guess it wouldn't help it bond then, would it?
No, I mean, it's interesting how it's used at times.
Yeah, if there's any little burrs down there from your cut, that's what we'll want to make sure we take off, because that'll get in the way of the pipe.
Yeah, let's get some sandpaper or something to rough that up.
All right, take your pick. We got steel wool and sandpaper.
Yeah, it still feels pretty gummy from the old glue. Yeah, it's definitely got some gumminess for the glue I can feel. We need to put a post in the ground next to it.
Yes.
And secure it to the post like a 4x4.
Yep. If you're ever on a cattle ranch, you'll see they have protections like that around all their water infrastructure, because the cows will lean against stuff.
Or if you got elk in the area.
Yeah.
Elk are notorious. Bulls get to fighting, stuff gets to breaking.
And apparently, the Nigerian dwarf goats are the same.
Yeah, see, you can see it's quite a bit cleaner right there.
Yeah.
So, put a little more in there.
You still happy with that cut being sustainable?
Yeah. I can sleep at night with it. I mean, we're not gonna wind up burying this tonight just because of that.
Yeah.
We want to make sure it's
Not gonna spring a leak.
Yep, exactly.
I'm actually quite impressed with the torch trick.
You like that idea?
That was good. I'm glad you watched that video.
Instagram.
Oh.
Plumbers Nation.
Nice. The people you follow when you build a house. Didn't necessarily
See,
ever expect.
we're getting gummy stuff out of there.
Oh yeah.
Still kind of tacky like your glue.
Time passes. The cleaning continues, and we're ready to rock and roll with that.
Can they see how nice and clean that looks?
I think so.
Looks basically like brand new pipe.
Mm-hmm.
I did run the sandpaper in there a little bit and roughed it up. So if you do a lot of pipe work, get yourself one of these.
Yeah, very helpful.
It'll cut up to 2-inch pipe. It's gonna cut as square as it wants.
Yeah.
But we are gonna rough it up a little bit.
Well, looks pretty roughed.
This is 100 grit, just so the audience is wondering. I'll wipe that stuff off. Oh, and here we go with the primer.
Did you want to make sure that you could get into the cement before you get into the primer?
I already opened the cement.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. I'll open both of them at the same time.
Now this is a wet dry compound. You could also use just the blue glue.
Typically we use Christie's Red Hot, but we don't have any of it. We have this.
And it's fine. I mean, our circumstances are a little bit wet anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Christie's is used from...
Well, it is a Christie's brand product.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is Christie's. It's just not the Red Hot.
Correct.
Gotcha. Oh, righty.
Push down and turn. I guess we should have done that first, huh?
Probably. Luckily, there's not a whole lot in there.
Okay, wait 10 seconds at least. Say a prayer if that's your thing. It may have gotten bigger when you heated it.
Yeah, but it cooled down. Should have shrunk.
We'll find out.
We're gonna find out. If we gotta go the night without water, we're gonna go the night without water, I guess.
That'll be a drag.
It sucks because the washing machine it's a front loader, right? So we can't just add water into it. There's no faucets above this. Can't just run a hose in the house and finish it.
Yeah.
So I like the Red Hot. Get the Red Hot. But
Yeah.
we had this.
Yeah. I thought we had some more of that Red Hot, but, you know, maybe it's down below in the 3-bay shed.
Maybe. I am going to take this hose off so
Yes.
there's nothing pulling on this.
Yes.
What would be good is if we had a T-post, we could kind of pound in the ground next to it.
There's one down at the flat. I know where it is.
Yeah, is there a pounder?
There's a pounder up here.
Is my pounders up here?
Yeah.
Well, we should, that would be a good idea.
Sure.
Still pretty
loosey-goosey. So we let it set for about 18 hours, and then we had no choice. We had to give it a shot because of the birthday party, and unfortunately it did not work. So it's spraying out a little stream of water there. It was within tolerance for the birthday party, so we just let it ride, and now we're gonna go for round 2 of the fix.
We're gonna try this again. It did work, obviously.
Did not work.
It worked. It just had a leak.
Okay.
It started out as just kind of a little puddle around it, and then we had a little pencil stream coming out of it. Don't know if it was the glue. The glue we used did say best results if you could wait 24 hours. It also said it should be fully cured by 24 hours. We're gonna try a different glue. We're just gonna give it a shot because what do we got to lose? We gotta dig the pipe up, worst case scenario. I already dug the pipe up. So I'm just gonna give it a shot and see what happens again. We're gonna use a little different glue. And we're just gonna go from there. So we know we can pull it out. So here we go. Oh, let's tighten up that help. Might have to cut it off and get the heat inside of it.
See, my opinion is that the integrity of that bushing is compromised.
Okay. So I cut the pipe, heated it inside the pipe, heated it outside the pipe, grabbed a hold of it with these here pliers, and it just gave a good twist and it came out. So we were just discussing this. This is what it looks like.
This is dry fit.
This is a dry fit. It's all the way down in there. That's probably asking for trouble.
Yep.
Because
that's closer to what it should be.
Yeah, and that's only about halfway in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll probably just cut this other one out and weld it in. But you don't know unless you try. I was at a dinner last night, saw a guy I know who's a union plumber, got to talking a little bit, he got to saying, asking me a few questions, saying a few other things. Apparently, for applications like this, when we broke this, there is a cutter or a drill that you set up and it'll ream in here on the broken pipe to where this needs to be. That might be something for a future, but if you need to get by, that does work, so you can get by. Heat it up, try not to take off more than you have to. Glue the crap out of it with a good glue. So if you got to get by for a few days till you can get some parts, you can get by for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna cut this. We're gonna pull this T-post out because now we're gonna move where this could land. It may not be here, it might be here, it might be here. So we're gonna pull the T-post out and then clean out a little more dirt.
I believe that the side effect of using heat to loosen that glue was that it expanded the fitting itself, the bushing that the 3/4 inch pipe was set down into, and I don't think it contracted when it cooled. So I think that's the biggest problem.